free however they already said. No, I didn't get to read it. Oh, damn. I'll have to look back. Let's do this. Sure. Hope the UI isn't messed up.
イケメンヴァンパイア偉人たちと恋の誘惑。
Let's play the opening video. Oh no, it's sideways. Oh well, so be it. Tough luck. I can't really do much about it.
許されないことをする覚悟、お前にあるのかよ。アホ、そんな泣きそうな顔すんな。俺が守ってやる。
君はこうして黙って俺の腕の中にいればいい。文句は聞かない。俺の生涯あんたにくれてやる。だからあんたの生涯俺に奪わせろ。
俺に触れるな。
あんたのことはわからない。あなたとの出会いも書き留めておこう。
あなたの美しさにはかなわないんだ。
お前に拒否権はないからな。
気持ちいい。俺はお前で満たされてる。一緒に落ちてくれ。
もっと素直に欲しがりなよ。深くまで牙を立ててあげる。なんだこれ。あんたがどうしようもなく欲しい。
俺もすごい気持ちいい。
その血で私を満たしてください。歯止めが効かなくなる。
ヴァンパイアは欲深いからな。
俺に捧げろ。お前の身も心も運命も。
Are you gonna close or do I have to do it for? Okay. Do you want to skip the video? No, I don't. Oh. Why are you reloading?
イケメンヴァンパイア偉人たちと恋の誘惑。
So I may or may not keep that video in because the video sideways. I don't know, but I'm hoping to get decent in this. I have to. I might just. Sorry. I just got over streaming, so I had to stretch a bit. I'm sorry. Anyway, let us begin. And I put the format different as well. So when he tries, I can't read it. Okay.
ナポレオン・ボナパルト。
Interesting.
許されないことをする覚悟。
Whatever.
お前に
Napoleon.
あるのかよ。
I get it. One of the greatest and most controversial leaders in history. Napoleon has a natural aura that drives people to him. He strongly feels that all people are born equally and should be treated as such. Unlike the others, he has no idea why he ended up in the mansion. Birthday, August 15th. Height, 178 centimeters. Past occupation, military leader, vampire type, demi-vampire. Tell me, can you do the unspeakable? And that's the voice.
ボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルト。君は今握手を求めてきたけど、それに答えて俺に何の得があるの？
That's interesting, but I guess I'll just have to deal with it. Oh no! Oh, that's fun. Wow. Okay, whatever. damn. Okay. Whatever. This is the best I could do, okay? Leave me alone. I'm not a professional at this. I have to, oh fuck, I have to do a lot if I'm gonna fix that, but I'm not going to. Mozart, a prodigy who began composing from the age of 5. Mozart lives in and breathes music. Sorry, I'm distracted. Music. He comes to the mansion in purest of composing his greatest piece yet. He is distant and abrasive, and yet there are glimmers of sensitive heart beyond his iron mask. Birthday, January 27th, height 175, past occupation, musician, vampire type, lesser vampire. Why exactly should I shake your hand?
レオナルド・ダ・ヴィンチ。あんた面白いよ。研究対象としてだがな。
Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo is a genius regarded by historians and scholars as the quintessential Renaissance man. He usually spends his days setting his curiosity by investigating anything that catches his eye. A bit of a lone wolf, he appears to be hiding a deep secret. Birthday, April 15th, height 181 centimeters, past occupation, artist and inventor, vampire type question. You're a unique one. You'd make a fascinating study for my research.
アーサー・コナン・ドイル。女の子もミステリーも謎が詰まってるから暴きたくなる。
Arthur Conan Doyle. I don't know how to say it. Oh look, even that's broken. A British writer known for his series of detective fiction starring the titular Sherlock Holmes. Arthur has a quick wit, but his flippant attitude keeps him from forming deep relationships. A playboy by nature, he's instinctively attracted to you. His reasons for coming to the mansion seem to be tied to his own writing. Birthday, May 22nd, height 176 centimeters, past occupation, mystery writer, vampire type, lesser vampire. A good woman is like a good mystery. They're both so much fun to expose.
フィンセント・ファン・ゴッホ。俺がどんなに描いても目の前のあなたの美しさにはかなわないんだ。
Vincent van Gogh. This famous and influential Dutch painter has a presence as calming as the sunflowers he is known for painting. Vincent's kind personality is a stark contrast to his rash and difficult brother, though at times he seems to be void of any strong emotion at all, but once he falls in love, that all changes. Birthday, May 30th, height 175 centimeters, past occupation, painter, vampire type, lesser vampire. No matter what I paint, nothing compares to your beauty.
テオドロス・ファン・ゴッホ。ついてこいエサ。俺の仕事を手伝え。言っとくが、お前に拒否権はないからな。
So that depends on how fast I just swipe it. If I swipe it, I may be able to get less. Look, you can see all of them. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Theodorus van Gogh, Vincent's younger brother, an art dealer with a sharp tongue. When it comes to his own admiration, he takes no prisoners. Though Theo respects Vincent more than anyone, he has a certain secret from his past that he kept even from his dear brother. Birthday, May 1st, height 176 centimeters, past occupation, art dealer, vampire type, lesser vampire. Come along, I'm putting you to work. Just so you know, you have no say in this.
太宰治。書くことは息をすることと同義だよ。 あなたとの出会いも書き留めておこう。
He's pretty. Osamu Dazai. I hope I said that right. A famous author with a breezy personality and a penchant for dragging others into his odd delusions with disarming charm. Dazai's playfulness hasn't endured him to some in the mansion, but he doesn't let it bother him at all. For some reason, he never talks about his past. Birthday, June 19th. Height 175 centimeters. Past occupation, novelist. Vampire type, lesser vampire. Why to write is to live. I must write about our encounter.
アイザック・ニュートン。
I did it fast.
機械とか天体とか仕組みが分かっているものは見てて安心する。あんたのことは分からない。
Isaac Newton. This brilliant physicist deeply resents being associated with apples. Oh no! Oh man, a little awkward and ever the contrarian. Isaac intentionally keeps his distance from you. He follows a unique set of rules when it comes to meals, and becomes a different person when he shows his fangs. Birthday December 25th, height 173 centimeters, past occupation physicist, vampire type, lesser vampire. I prefer things that I can understand. You're an enigma.
ジャンヌ・ダルク、俺に触れるな。汚れるぞ。
Jeanne d'Arc. A soldier who served in the Hundreds Years' War, Jean's listless eyes and stoic expressions are at odds with his ethereal beauty. Although he appears to be emotionless, he carries a single heartbreaking wish deep in his heart. Birthday January 6th. Height 178 centimeters. Past occupation soldier, vampire type, lesser vampire. Don't touch me, I'm impure.
ウィリアム・シェイクスピア。この舞台の上であなたはどんな役を演じてくださいますか？
Look how broken that is over there. Okay, William Shakespeare. Shakespeare is regarded as the world's greatest dramatist with good reason. He is extremely skilled at the observation and analysis of the human heart. He is Sorry, it's late. He is a gentleman who never fails to treat you with utmost respect. However, there's a reason he lives separately from everyone else, and it is rooted in his duplicitous nature. Birthday, November 11th, height 174 centimeters, past occupation, playwright, vampire type, lesser vampire. Oh, what upturd expectations have come to the arrival of this new player.
サンジェルマン伯爵、この奇跡的で運命的な出会いに感謝しよう。
How am I supposed to say that's Comet de Saint. Comet de Saint? A greater pureblood vampire shrouded in mystery. He is responsible for offering the inhabitants of the mansion a taste of eternity and granting them their second lives as vampires. Saint Saint German has great graceful pose and an elegant smile, but there There's the faintest hint of sadness somewhere in his eyes. October 25th, birthday, October 25th, height 179 centimeters, past occupation, nobleman, vampire type, greater vampire.
セバスチャン、あなたには私と一緒にこの屋敷で偉人たちの世話をしていただきます。言っておきますが、私は厳しいですよ。
Sebastian. Sebastian is a skilled butler who oversees of all the residents of the mansion. Who oversees all of the residents of the mansion. He is generally a very calm person, but hides a slightly fanatical streak when it comes to the topic of history. In his room, he may or may not have a special notebook full of detailed notes about the mansion's residents, but don't let him know you saw them. Birthday, September 22nd, height 177 centimeters, occupation butler, vampiric type, not applicable, human. I will oversee you during your time here. I must warn you, I'm very strict.
ブラド、俺はこの世界を愛しているんだ。苦しいほどに。
Vlad, a man shrouded in the most ethereal beauty, he is actually a pure-blood vampire. Once good friends with Ikemen de Saint Graham, they went their separate ways several hundred years ago. It seems that certain grand admirations of Vlad's may have something to do with their parting. Birthday, June 6th, height 177 centimeters, past occupation, question mark, vampire type, greater vampire. I love this world to the point of
ブラ
madness.
ド、
ヨハン・ゲオルク・ファウスト。威勢のいい方ですね。私のモルモットにふさわしい。
Johann Gregor Faust. Leave me alone, man. I can't do the accent. If I do the accent, I go too hard and then it sounds like trash. So I don't like doing it. A mysterious priest in a church. In truth, he is the legendary alchemist rumored to have made a deal with the devil in his quest for knowledge. At first glance, he is quite the gentleman. However, his true nature is ruthless, performing morally questionable activities and experiments. Though in service to Vlad, he continues his research night after night in search of something. Birthday, February 29th, height 180 centimeters, past occupation, alchemist, vampire type, lesser vampire. You have a very nice figure. You'd make a You'd make an excellent guinea pig for my experiments.
シャルル・アンリ・サンソン。俺の体、いくらでも好きにしていいから。もっともっと愛してよ。
Charles Henry Sanson. And Chiefs. Okay. An executioner. An executioner during the French Revolution. He killed countless members of people before being brought back to life in the 19th century by Vlad. Now working as a doctor, his bright smile and warm, friendly personality draws everyone in. But be careful. Once he makes his way into your heart, he becomes utterly addicted to you. He has nice
シャルル・ア
eyeballs.
ンリ・サンソン。
Oh no, I'm sorry!
俺の体、いくらでも好きにしていいから。もっともっと愛してよ。
Sorry, I was just clicking his eyes. Birthday, February 15th, height 174 centimeters, past occupation, executioner, vampire type, lesser vampire. You can do whatever you want with me, just love me more and more. Okay. I didn't even
ナポレオ
see
ン・ボナパルト
charismatic
ボルフガン
leader
グ・アマデウス・モーツァルト
Hadi
君は今握手レオナルド・ダ・ヴ
musician
ィンチあんた面白い
indigenous deceiver
アーサー・コナン・ドイル
flivorous
女の子
playboy
フィンセント・ファン・ゴッホ
gentle angel
テオドロス・ファン・ゴッホついてこいエサ
enterprising
俺の仕事
devil,
太宰治
the
書くことは
indulgent
息をすることと同義だよ
charlatan,
アイザック・ニュートン
the wolf in sheep's
ジャ
clothing
ンヌ・ダルク
beauty hair
俺に
ウィリアム・シェイクスピア
possessive player
このサンジェルマン伯爵
hedonic
この
nobleman,
セバスチャン
the stoic
あなたには
butler
私
ブラド
the
俺
pure-hearted
はこの
tyrant
ヨハン・ゲオルク・
the
ファウスト
merciless philosopher
威勢のいい
シャルル・アンリ・サンソン
and
俺の体
the
いくらでも好きにしていいから
I
もっともっと愛してよ
solicitous sinner.
シャルル・アンリ・サンソン
ヨハン・ゲオルク・ファウス
I'm
ト
kind of interested in
威勢のいい
Faust.
方ですね私のモルモットにふさ
ブラド
That's so
俺
ugly.
はこの世界を愛しているんだ
Mm,
苦しいほどに
セバスチャン
Sebastian.
サンジェルマン伯爵
ウィリアム・シェイクスピア
Sorry, I'm
ジャンヌダルク
just like swiping. to,
俺
like,
に
get
触れる
that
な
going.
汚れるぞ
I'll probably have to get out and then go back in.
ジャンヌ・ダルク
アイザック・ニュートン太宰治
テオドロス・ファン・ゴッホついてこいエサ
Maybe
フィンセント・ファン・ゴッホ
アーサー・コナン・ドイル
Fedor.
女の子もレオナルド・ダ・ヴィンチあんたボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルト
Let me see
レオナルド・
Leonardo.
ダ・ヴィンチあんた面白いよ
Maybe
ボルフガング・アマデウス・モー
ナポレオン・ボナパルトナポレオン・ボナパルトシャルル・アンリ・サンソン俺の
That's
体
probably
い
fine.
くらでも好きにし
Yes, it goes away. Okay. K-R-I-S-S. Hey, it's not broken here. Cool. Okay. Yes. Read the story. What's our secret? He usually does not smile. However, after a drink or two, he will smile just for about anybody. Yes. Paris, France, modern day. Oh wow, it fills up the whole screen. Cool. The Musée de Lavour, sparkling with dappled light reflection on from his pyramid was breathtaking. Oh god, this is terrible. The museum itself is a work of art. Pictures do not do it justice. Okay, well I kind of wanted to up the... Oh no. Ah! Sorry. Pictures do not do it justice. I was a travel agent from Tokyo and a travel blogger on the side. I love to travel. The food, the language, the architecture. I am gonna do that just in case somebody wants it for some reason. Okay. Paris has been my dream trip, and how could I miss seeing the Lavour? I've been waiting to focus. Sorry, someone walked in. I've been wanting to focus more on my blog. 2 hours at the Lavour. What you have to see. This could be the article that does it. I gave my traveling companion and mascot Mozetta, a winged fuzzball dangling from my purse, a little tug, and joined the queue. Oh, I have things dangling from my purse too. The Danon wing, containing Jacques Louis David's, the Coronation of Napoleon. I opened my phone app to double check my location, only to be bumped by someone from a large tour group. Excuse me, pardon. They smile sheepishly and respond in kind, Swiss by their accent. Continuing onward, I found the coronation that was so large. I thought I could step through it into another world. It takes up the whole wall.
この美術館の絵画の中では2番目に大きいものだからね。
Did you know it's the second largest painting in the Louvre? Oh, is he talking to me? He spoke French like a native. His outfit, finished with long beige overcoat, suggested wealth and class. He looks like a man out of time, as he stepped out of one of these paintings. The smartly dressed gentleman turned on his leather oxfords and drew close, peering at me. Pardon, monsieur? I wasn't an object in this museum to be examined. Then the gentleman uncurled his hand so I could see what he held. I knew it. This earring belongs to you. I'm trying, man. I don't have a man's voice. Oh, when did I lose it? I touched my ears. One of my studs was missing. I believe it was when that patron bumped into you. I happened to spot it as it fell. I was looking for the chance to return it to you. Thank you very much. My bow was instinctual. When I looked up, I caught his eye. The color of spun gold. I'd never seen anything like it. It's a shame there's no mirror here to help you put it back on. I'm sure there's a restroom nearby. Shall I help you restore it to its proper place? That way you won't lose it again. I had accepted the intimate offer before I realized what I was doing. It wasn't just his eyes. Had his whole world, noble manner enchanted me? If you would hold still, mademoiselle. The gentleman brushed my hair back with fingers that could have belonged to one of the graceful sculptures around me. I know we're in Paris, but this is too amorous. This is too amorous and apt to be coming from a stranger.
君、随分と甘い香りがするね。
That's a lovely fragrance. Thank you. I got that perfume here in Paris.
香水とはまた違うように思えるけどね。
Oh, I wasn't referring to your perfume. His voice was soft and rich, yet I couldn't place his accent. It was like a melange of 100 different lands. There. I believe your earring is secured. The gentleman stepped away with a perfectly natural smile. Whatever spell I imagined myself to be under was broken. My rogue earring is certainly to behave itself now. Thank you.
いいえ、俺は幸運だよ。君がこれを落としてくれたおかげで、君と出会うことができた。
Not at all. It was thanks to the earring that I was granted the good fortune to meet you.
良い旅を。
Bon voyage. The gentleman left me, heading down the gallery toward the Mona Lisa, I assume. I was completely swept away by his charm. His tailored three-piece suit was modern, but he wore it like a turn of the century prince, or a vampire from a gothic romance novel. I can't believe I just thought that. Fending off further fantastical notions, I checked my cell phone. It's been an hour and a half? Where did the time go? I guess I should rethink my article. I should at least see the Mona Lisa while I'm here. That can be my last stop. I hurried down the same corridor the gentleman had taken. This door. Is this some kind of exhibit? The wood was old and intricately carved. It could have been a work of art itself. I don't think this was on the map. What's beyond? I don't think this was on the map. What's beyond it? Maybe a staff room? But there were no signs. No stanchions cording it off, and it stood partly open. I could see through the gap. There were cloaks, vases, and paintings inside. It could be a new exhibit or an old one. The hallway smelled of time forgotten. My hand was already on the door handle. I'll just see what's in here. Maybe even write about the hidden treasures of Lavore. Unlike the rest of the muse, this hallway was narrow, barely wide enough for two people. The exhibits had no labels, no description of any kind. I think I've wandered into a storage area, but instead of turning around, I found myself drawn further in. It was like I was in a dream. My feet were moving without me, walking toward a light at the end of the long, long hallway. Is that the exit? I began to run, running just so I could get out of this place. A force took hold of me before I reached the light. I gasped, fought, and broke free. Ah! The light flared, enveloping everything. I squeezed my eyes shut. It didn't help. I kept them shut tight until the light returned to normal. When I opened them, where am I? It was a different hallway. Impossible. These hallways can't be connected, but they have to be, don't they? Bedroom doors on one side, windows on the other. It looked like a private mansion. It's bright because of the chandeliers, but strangely, it feels like night. I pushed aside a floor-length crimson curtain. Innumerable stars flecked the midnight's blue sky like paint flecks on a canvas. A portrait of a laughing crescent moon. How can it be night? What time is it? I'm gonna do that just in case anybody wants that. I pulled out my cell phone. 2:20 p.m. exactly. That can't be. I checked my cell phone again. 2:21. Then the window. Clouds passed over the moon. There's an explanation for this. There has to be. My head was spinning. I took a deep breath to calm myself. It helped a little. I'll retrace my steps. That's it. But when I turned around, everything was white. My world was gone. If I thought my head was spinning before, what's going on? A rush of air. Someone was behind me. It was a shadow. It grabbed me by the arm and enveloped me like a dark embrace. Let go! I fought the shadows hold, but nothing I did could budge it. Fingers slid down my neck, pushed my hair aside, and stopped at my throat. Let me have a drink. Stop! I was back in the hallway, alone, standing exactly where I'd been a second ago. Was any of that real? Just a waking dream. My pulse was racing. I wanted out of this place, back to the museum, back to my hotel, back to Japan. The door. Turning around, I saw, to my relief, the same door I'd entered in the Lavore. Oh, thank God. I placed my hand upon the cold handle and pulled. Nothing. I pushed. Nothing. Come on, open! I put my shoulder into it, nothing. No matter what I did, it wouldn't move.
お前そこで何してる？
What are you doing there? Who's there? In the mansion, this is a summary, so I'm not gonna read it, but you can if you
お
want
前
to.
そこで何してる？
What are you doing there? Who's there? It was a man with jet black hair, tips as silver as the stars outside. He spoke to me in French, albeit with a thick accent, not quite Italian. Something about this man recalled my nightmare to me, but there wasn't anything frightening about him. And is he dressed in costume? Maybe he's part of a show the Lavore is putting on. At this point, I don't care who he is. I'm glad to have found someone. Pardon, do you know how to open this door? I'm trying to get back to the museum.
何言ってんだ？まさかこの扉を抜けてきましたなんて言わねえよな。
What's that? Get back? You're not telling me you came through that door. That's exactly what I did. I came through the hallway, the one with all the antiques. He took stock of me. He didn't seem to doubt my story, only his own eyes.
お前一体何者？
Just what are you? From down the hall, I heard a soft click of heels, of fine Oxford shoes. Could that be the gentleman I met? I could use a familiar face right now, and more help getting this door to open. Excuse me. The dark-haired man clapped a hand over my mouth and swept me into his arms. What is he doing? He pulled me behind the long curtains hiding us, his back flat against the wall. Is he hiding me or himself? I trembled in his arms, but he held me gently.
俺はお前をどうこうするつもりはない。だから今は黙ってろ。
I won't hurt you. Just for now, don't make a sound. Half shadowed, half illuminated in moonlight, he was a living painting in Excuse me if I said that wrong. His features were all contrast, slender face with a firm jaw, sharp tufts of hair that looked soft as silk. Eyes of bright jade that met mine without shying away. Powerful eyes, earnest eyes. Eyes that made me trust him. I still don't know what's going on here, but he's not lying to me. I nodded, and he uncovered my mouth. What are we hiding from? The man coming down the hallway? Why? After a moment, the dark-haired man spoke.
言ったな。
They're gone. He was right. I couldn't hear the echoes of footsteps
細
anymore.
かいことを聞くのは後だ。他の奴らに見つかる前にここを出るぞ。
I'll answer your questions later. You need to escape before others find you. We stepped out from the curtain. He took my hand, his grip firm, and began walking. Escape? What exactly is this place that I need to escape from it? What happens here? I would be lying if I said I wasn't
少
afraid.
し急ぐ。この手離すなよ。
We better run. Don't let go of my hand. There was one thing in this mansion I wasn't afraid of. Him. He's done nothing but try to help me. I held his hand tight. If someone could get me out of this, I thought it would be him.
あれ
By Jove, what is this? The door ahead of us opened and a man stepped out. He struck a casual pose, stuffing his hands in his pocket. My savior clicked his tongue. I knew what that sound implied. We'd been caught.
どうして屋敷の中に女の子がいるかはわからないけど、その様子だとその子逃がすの？
I don't know who let this sweet little bird into the mansion. But from what I can deduce, you're helping her escape.
もったいないな。俺結構好みなんだけど。美味しそうじゃん。
Now why would you do that? I'd rather fancy her type, you know. She looks absolutely scrumptious. He'd blocked off our exit in the smoothest of fashions, and his eyes fastened on me with obvious fascination. Scrumptious, am I? He's British, isn't he? Although he's got a bit of a brooch. What? Maybe you fancy me too, judging by the way you're looking at me. He's also a rotten flirt. He ran his tongue over his lips in a very purposeful gesture. It had to be you. My savior interposed himself between me and the colorful flirt. Elsewhere in the mansion, the gentleman from Paris settled into a chair in his private suite. His gaze into the candle lantern as if it were but a window.
ねえ、セバスチャン。
A moment, Sebastian.
はい。
Yes, monsieur? The butler, Sebastian, finished setting tea for the gentleman and stood attentively. We had an unexpected guest. I want to be sure she receives our best hospitality. See, there's a place for her at the banquet. As you wish. Why do you want to help her escape? Let's bring her to the banquet. That's not up to me or you. Don't be so stodgy. Who's going to complain if we add a little color to that drab table? They're having a banquet, and he called this place a mansion. What mansion is connected to the Lavore? I had more questions and zero answers. Messieurs, a man dressed in butlers the man dressed in butlers grab entered the hallway.
時間ですので、食堂へお集まりください。
It's time for supper. They're gathering in the dining room now, if you please. When I didn't move, he fixed his eyes on me.
もちろん、あなたもですよ。
You too, mademoiselle. Me? I don't belong here. I'm not planning on staying for supper. But the lord of the manor is awaiting you. The lord of the manor? This is really someone's house? How does he know I'm here? You can ask him yourself at supper. I'm getting no answers until then. Or will you refuse his invitation after so rudely invading his house? But I didn't. I wanted to tell him it was an accident, yet I knew that it was just an excuse. I'd apparently trespassed onto some noble lord's property. If nothing else made sense, the butler's reasoning did. The lord of this manor can tell me how to get back to the Lavore. The best thing to do is to be polite until then. The butler sensed my cheese. I don't know how to say that. Allow me to escort you. I followed the butler closely, mentally mapping the route we took, just in case. The other two men followed behind me. I can't just run about the place trying doors. That's what got me here. I contemplated my guide. He wore a crisp uniform with spotless white gloves. He's fastidious? No nonsense. His master wanted me to dine with him and sent this one to make sure I did. As we walked, I heard the dainty, frolicking keys of a piano. The melody grew louder as we approached a door. Sounds like Wolfie's in a sprightly mood. Wolfie? Is that who's playing the piano? The butler stopped at the door, braced himself for a trial, and rapped 3 times. Pardon me. Ahem. I know that you're in the room. Come join us in the dining room. The piano stopped, cut short. The door opened, revealing a man who remained firmly entranced on the other side.
邪魔。
Go away. It is time for the banquet. The pianist, whose curt voice carried a faint Australian accent, sighed as if he'd been rudely awakened from a beautiful dream. He's gorgeous. He stood unmoving as if the flickering light of the chandelier was the only life in him. Silvery white hair laced across violet eyes, eyes that narrowed unhappily when they laid on me.
さっきからやけに騒がしいけど、まさかこの人間が原因？
Why was everyone being so loud? It's her fault, isn't it? My fault? I don't know why I'm here. I'm supposed to be at the museum.
君の事情は知らない。用が済んだらさっさと帰りなよ。
Who cares? Why don't you just go back then?
まあ、ここの連中の餌になりたいっていうなら別だけど。
Unless you enjoy the idea of being everyone's food. Food? I must have misheard him. He slipped past me, bending slightly to avoid touching me. This one isn't interested in clearing up any misunderstandings.
晩餐会だけでも憂鬱だっていうのに。
As if the banquet wasn't bad enough. He took the staircase down, his cold voice hanging like notes in the air around us. We followed him. Another figure awaited us at the bottom of the steps.
時間通りに来ている人もいるんだから、ちゃんと来ないとダメだよ。
It's poor manners to keep those who've arrived on time waiting. I knew his voice, which belonged to many countries and none. It's you! John's secret once...
時間通りに来ている人もいるんだから、ちゃんと来ないとダメだよ。
It's poor manners to keep those who've arrived on time waiting. I knew his voice, which belonged to many countries and none. It's you! That was the gentleman who'd found my earring back at the Musée de l'Oeuvre. I hurried down the steps, stopping short at the sight of those golden eyes. It's really him. Is he the lord of the manor? I certainly thought he was princely. Pardon, do you remember me? We met in front of the coronation of Napoleon. You picked up my earrings? Of course I remember you. He came here by way of the Lavore like I did. Good. At this point, I just need to get to an exit, any exit, and call for a ride. Before I could ask the gentleman the way out, my dark-haired savior stepped between us. She says she came here through your door. Did you bring her? Just as he'd grabbed my hand, he looked like he was protecting me. I did not. I can give you my oath if you wish. Her arrival is just as surprising to me. Then how did she get here? What are they talking about? Your door, my arrival. They're not making any sense. It was becoming harder to deny that something was very wrong here. I wanted out more than ever. I just need to know where I am first. I tapped my cell phone, 2:50 p.m. No signal. You've become very kind, but I really can't stay. I've got an itinerary to keep. We're still in the first jeez. Arrondissement. Yes? Where's the Lavore? That door, there... Does it lead outside? I asked my questions rapid fire before anyone else got the idea to interrupt me. afraid the answers you seek will only confuse you more. This isn't the place for a long discussion, however. Would you join me for dinner? A long discussion? Does that door lead outside? The answer is either yes or no. Perhaps he sensed my growing aggravation. He added quickly, tonight's banquet is a rare occasion for us, but afterwards I will answer all your questions. S'il vos palait? I made it my job to help people plan their vacation adventures. As such, I had done the digging on a number of fancy hotels. The gentleman from Paris's dining room was that of a palace, warmly lit with chandeliers and candelabras, high black wooden chairs framing and the massive table. 4 men were already seated. There was the beautiful pianist. He seemed to be holding to his earlier statement. He looked unhappy to be here. There were 2 men sitting together, some distant from the pianist.
こんなに待たせるなんてどういうつもりだ
Must have been important to keep us waiting here.
あと数秒遅れていたら席を立つところだった
1 second longer and I would have left. The dark-haired one was drumming his fingers impatiently on the table.
まあまあそんな風に怒るとお腹が空くよ
Now, getting angry about dinner is not gonna make the food come any faster.
たく兄さんももっと怒れよ
I have to be angry for 2, Menji Bror. Bror. So they're brothers. And Dutch? The pale-haired brother had the opposite attitude of his short-tempered sibling.
あれ
Who's that? The nice one's gentle eyes stopped on me.
お客様かなよろしくね
We have a guest. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. There was salvation in his smile. He looked like the paintings of the angels I'd seen in the museum. There he is. There's always that one person who makes everything brighter.
お客様
We have a guest? The 4th man, who had a youthful face, raised his head, finally noticing our arrival. He'd been studying the tablecloth as far as I could see. He got the briefest look at me before returning to thread counting. Is he shy? He spoke, but I wasn't sure if it was to me as he wouldn't meet my
誰か
eyes.
知らないけど席ついたら
Whoever you are, have you considered sitting down?
先頭のあんたがぼーっとしてると後ろが迷惑だと思うんだけど
There's a queue behind you waiting to get in, you know? Noodle boy, you do care. Can you... I'm sorry. Can you desist calling me that wretched... Newt placed his hands on the table as though to push to his feet. I heard a sharp clap behind me. That will be enough of that, you two. I require good manners at my table. The gentleman from Paris gave everyone in the room a warning look, cloaked in a smile. Let's begin. Let's be seated. There's a few empty chairs, but we'll have to start the toast without them. My nose hurts. A votre santé. The gentleman raised a glass of golden champagne in a toast to good health. Immediately after, the butler began bringing out the first course. I didn't join the gentleman in his toast. I didn't touch my glass of champagne. It's not that I believe it was poison or drug, that though I was certainly wary, I didn't feel like joining in. Too much didn't make sense. Should be 3:15, and I should be at the Lavore, but it's nighttime and we're seated at dinner. I couldn't solve that puzzle right now, so I turned my attention to my companions. are all these men? I haven't been introduced to anybody. They were all from different countries. Was this an international meeting of some kind? They don't particularly seem to be friends. A gentleman from Paris sitting at the head of the table inclined his glass my way.
今宵の奇跡的で運命的な出会いに感謝するよ。
Let us toast to tonight's most glorious and miraculous encounter. Sante. I'm running out of water. La vorte. Vorter. Unable to refuse such a direct toast, I responded, looking in his eyes as I touched my glass to his. He finished his champagne, feeling guilty. I took a sip of mine. It tasted wonderful. Glorious? Miraculous? Miraculous? What is going on? My stomach knew. I'd only eaten a quick breakfast this morning, and I was hungry. I'll be insulting him if I didn't eat, and everything looks so good. I tried the Karim, peasant with fresh basil. It tasted as exquisite as it looked. My compliments to the chef. The bisque was delicious too. You can taste the crab. It's thick and just right. He'll be pleased to hear that. I don't know who said that. The gentleman from Paris smiled at me, and suddenly I was feeling my champagne. Maybe he's just a harmless nobleman, and I'm taking this all too seriously. By all appearances, it was a perfectly pleasant evening. Was it... Hi. I keep yawning. I don't know why. Wasn't this just the sort of romantic adventure I arranged for people? That was a wonderful first course. When the gentleman spoke, everyone stopped their quiet chatter and gave him their attention.
せっかくだから彼女のために自己紹介をしようか。
I believe we should take this opportunity to introduce ourselves to our guest. I try my best not to read this only because prologues are like, this is gonna happen in this next episode. Surprise, not.
せっかくだから彼女のために自己紹介をしようか。
I believe we should take this opportunity to introduce ourselves
まず
to
は
our
俺か
guest.
ら。
I will start
みんな
off.
には
Everyone is
サンジェル
taking
マ
to
ン
call
伯爵
me
と呼ばれている。
Comet de Sante Germain. Sorry, I was talking over him. Ah, damn, it's not even showing. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I think this is gonna work.
せっかくだから
It
彼女のた
works!
めに自己紹介をしようか。
Okay. Aha! Experimentation always helps, but it also makes things worse sometimes. I believe we should take this opportunity to introduce ourselves to our guests. Does it work over here?
まずは俺から。みんなにはサンジェルマン伯爵と呼ばれている。
I will start us off. Everyone is taken to call me Comet de Sante German. Sorry about that. My settings were kind of so everything was to like fit the screen. So yeah, but I fixed it now. So now you can actually see the characters and who's actually talking instead of just like guessing like I was. I mean, I've played this before, so I knew who was talking at the time, but it was still kind of hard to differentiate between them. Okay. Comet de Sante. German. Comet. So he's a count? That explains his whole old world air. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. The pleasure's all mine, Comet. I stiffened, realizing blatantly I could have been making a better impression of myself. The comic descendant German next turned to his servant, my hard-working butler and the chief of tonight's excellent banquet, Sebastian.
よろしくお願いします。
It's a pleasure to meet you. Sebastian gave me a formal bow. The pleasure is mine. A butler named Sebastian. How typical is that? Except that I recognize your accent, Sebastian. It's the same as mine. You're Japanese, and I'm willing to bet Sebastian isn't your real name. It occurs to me we haven't heard your name yet. I'd be pleased to know it. I guess there's no harm in that. I'm Chris.
綺麗な名前だね。
That's such a pretty name. The man with the angel's face sitting across from me was the first to
あなたみ
reply.
たいな人がここへ来るなんて驚いたけど、仲良くなれると嬉しいな。
I wasn't expecting someone like you to turn up here. I hope we can be friends.
俺はフィンセント・ファン・ゴッホ。画家だよ。よろしくね。
Sorry, this is where it all comes together, so I'm like trying to hold back like everything that I know. I'm Vincent van Gogh. I'm a painter. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you too. A painter named Vincent van Gogh? Is the theme of tonight's banquet pseudonyms? But I smiled back. He seemed like a nice man. And this is my little brother. Go on, Theo, introduce yourself. Vincent nodded at his brother.
テオドロス・ファン・ゴッホ。画商だ。兄さんと間違えてくれるなよ。
He has such pretty eyes. Okay, Theodorus Van Gogh. I'm an art dealer. Don't confuse me with Vincent. I'll do my best. Confuse you two? Not likely. Although I would have pinned you for the older brother. Maybe it's his attitude, but Vincent doesn't strike me as the oldest child.
ただの挨拶に雑談は必要ないだろう。俺からは以上だ。
My introduction's over, so don't expect me to get anything else from me. Don't expect to get anything else from me. Sorry. He opened a pocket watch and tapped the back. Tap, tap, tap. As if to say, I've got things to do. What's his hurry? Goodness. Is he the opposite of his brother or what? I looked to the next in line. Sitting to the right of Theodorus was Newt. I had met Newt's eyes for a moment before he looked away from me again. Will you just look at me? I don't bite. If he could have curled up in a ball so small that he disappeared completely, I was certain he would have.
アイザックニュートン。
I'm Isaac Newton.
物理学が専門。
I study physics. Oh, so your name's Isaac? Nice to meet you. Is he a student? Maybe Cambridge? He's got the South English accent. Wait, should that be Sir Isaac? Just then, I heard one of the windows rising. To my surprise, someone was coming from in from outside. I didn't need to hear him speak to know he was Japanese. He waved at us.
やあやあ遅れてしまったねよっこらしょ
Whoa, whoa, would you look at that? I'm a little late here, aren't I? In we go. He just about crossed the windowsill when his sleeve got caught. He pulled at it, comically, ineffectively so. He's wearing an old Taisho-style kimono in the middle of Paris, and he came in through the window? Where do I start with him? God's truth, can't you use a door? And keep everyone waiting? No, the window was much faster. He smiled, looked like a fish on the window, but looking as if nothing about this was strange. I was still staring when he freed himself. His eyes fell on me.
おやお嬢さんはじめましてだね 食事はお口に合うかな。
What the fuck? Okay. Oh, hello there, young one. Why, I'm happy to see you here. How's dinner? It's good.
それは何よりだ。まあセバス君の作る料理はどれも箸が進んでしまうからね。
Isn't it? Well, Sebas-kun made it, and you wouldn't believe how fast his cooking gets gobbled up. He nonchalantly took the seat next to Isaac, who immediately slid away from him. You arrived just in time. We're all introducing ourselves to our guests. You'd like me to introduce myself?
俺は太宰治。しがない作家だよ。
I'm Osamu Daisy, just a poor writer struggling to make his way in the world. Okay, sure. Oso Daisy, the writer. Got it. Oh yes, I know you. I had to read you in my high school classical literature class. I rubbed my temples. How was my champagne class doing? Empty? Now I feel bad. I should have introduced myself as Maria Antoniette. No, Queen Himiko. Stop. Just stop. I look back at the Van Gogh brothers. It was Vincent who had started this weird chain of nonsense names. Yet he had the most innocent smile. Who were these people? I mean, really? I get it now. Oh no. No. This must be for one of those reality segments they run on morning TV. Surprise! You've traveled back in time. They get actors. Everyone sees how panicked the guests get. They laugh. But they need my written permission for that. Besides, why rent out such a grand mansion for a variety skit? And in Paris? That didn't make any sense at all. Now I regretted drinking the champagne. Had there been something in it? Never mind. Who's next? Surprise me. Skipping several empty chairs brought us to the coldly beautiful pianist. He does have very pretty purple eyes. Wolfie, that's what the flirt had called him. At the very least, this can't be a joke, because this one would never play along.
ボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルト。音楽家。
Oh, he wouldn't, would he? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, composer. Hello, Mozart. Of course the pianist calls himself Mozart. I would have accepted Beethoven too. It was strange that the man who hated parties would join in on a silly game. Oh, and at least we forget the flirt.
はーい、次俺ね。
I do believe I'm
アー
next.
サー・コナン・ドイル、ミステリ作家。
I'm Arthur Conan Doyle, mystery
気
writer.
軽にアーサーって呼んでね。
And don't call me Sir, just Arthur, as long as I get to call you Chris. Hilarious, so cute, oh my god. I wasn't going to grace that with an answer. Now I believe that he's capable of saying anything to anyone if he thought it could get his foot in the door. Hey guys, what's up? But would they all be lying to me? No, not lying. They're pseudonyms then. They have to be. They're celebrities or dignitaries, and they're giving me fake names to keep their real identities secret or something. I believe that leaves you. The comment's velvet voice arrested my fancies. Okay. Only one man was left, my protector. He wanted me to get out of here. He promised to answer my questions as soon as we were gone. For some reason, I'd instinctively trusted him more than anyone else here. Would he lie to me too? My dark-haired savior looked at me with those eyes that hid nothing and said,
ナポレオン。ナポレオン・ボナパルト。
Napoleon Bonaparte. I'd be like, fuck. I'm a soldier. Oh no, they all lied. Oh no, how heartbroken. Outside the mansion where Chris and the others sat at a table set for 10. A lavish coach remained stopped just past the gate, the coachman tending to his horses.
戻りますよ。
I've decided not to stay. The man who at times was a king, a prince, a lover, but always a liar, left the moonlight to re-enter the coach. But monsieur, what about the banquet? Caperish fate has invited a guest of fairy name than mine to take my chair. Okay, so what he's saying right now is that I came in and I took his seat, so he can't sit at the dining table. So, and nobody stopped me, so he's not welcome. Hers is center stage tonight, though I shan't stay to see how she performs. Let us depart anon. Oh, jeez. This Shakespearean text is gonna kill me, man. I can hardly read regular English. The coach hurried off through the night, its passenger relaxing into a seat cushioned against the harshness of the road. I'm gonna do that just in case, because this is a really pretty background. Okay. Quietly, he spoke to himself, a bard playing to an audience of none.
これは予想外のキャストではありますが、面白くなりそうですね。
I'm not gonna read that again. I'm sorry. I just know. The bard had seen Chris but for a moment, and yet he found himself haunted by her.
あの女性、天使に似た悪魔ほど人を迷わすものはありませんが。
No devil can beguile men to persuasion more than she with an angel's form.
あれは天使でしょうか。それともその姿を借りた悪魔なのでしょうか。
Or be she one of heaven's messengers beyond the horns and wings of temptation. The coach rocked as it hit a divot in the path, sending the script in the bard's lap tumbling to the coach floor. Visible on the cover was a signature scrawled in fresh ink belonging to that of one William Shakespeare. Sebastian, if you would make us a cup of herbal tea, I think anise would be none for me, please. Dinner had ended with no answer. The comet invited me to a suite for an explanation as promised. That's a lot of hourglasses. Oh my gosh, there's even two here. What? And is that an hourglass in the picture? Oh god. This is obsession. He's obsessed with hourglasses. What the frat? What the fuck, man? What the fuck? I only have one question. How do I get back? Does that door have to be deadlocked? Where's the key? Is it your fingerprint? Whatever, I don't care. I just want it open. The door isn't locked. Opening it is easy, but it only opens under very specific conditions. What conditions? The specifics are a bit hard to explain. Le Comet de Saint... I'm just gonna say Le Comet. I'm not gonna do all that every single time. Le Comet got up from his chair and stopped in front of an oversized hourglass. The top half was full of
この
sand.
砂が落ちきる頃には開くよ。
It will open when all the sand in this hourglass has fallen. It's quite precise, and I rely on its timing myself. I do not like how much sand is in there. I see, and approximately how long does that hourglass run
お
for?
およそ一月といったところかな。
It takes a month, on average. A month? On average? Did you say it takes a month? It typically takes a month for all the sand to fall, doesn't it, Sebastian? Yes, Monsieur Lecomte. Meaning she will not be able to leave for another month, approximately. Well, they can forget that. We're in Paris, yes? Yes. I'll leave through the front door. How far are we from the Louvre? There's no need to fixate on that strange door. How would I need it to get back? I don't know how it became night without me knowing, but I can return to my hotel and get back to work tomorrow. Lecomte returned to his seat and picked up a newspaper folded on the table. I'd like you to look at the date. Le Prete Parisien. What? I looked at the date. I didn't believe it, but the paper, that feel of it, the news articles, it was too real. I grew cold. This is the morning's edition. As you've no doubt gathered from the date,
今は19世紀
we're in the 19th century. This is really the 19th century? On the cusp of the turn of the century, if this date is correct, how could that be? The comet kept a calm and exorable tone.
同じフランスはフランスだが君はね時間を超えてこの屋敷へやってきたんだよ
We're in France, but not the France you know. You arrived at this mansion by traveling through time. You're kidding me. Dun dun dun. I don't understand. You look like you're struggling to believe it. What do you expect? I'd believe any number of explanations before I'd believe time travel. It's true that a newspaper can be easily faked. Maybe this will convince you. The comet moved toward a window where an old-fashioned brass telescope was set up. What an excellent idea, Monsieur Lecomte. Seeing is believing, they say. It is our good fortune that, owing to the genius of one of our guests, this telescope provides an excellent view of the city. I let them guide me to it and peered within. When my vision focused, I saw it's all real. There were no neon signs, no skyscrapers. I counted one car but saw 100 carriages. I'm seeing it, but I can't believe it. I turned the telescope to someplace closer. Gentlemen in morning coats escorting ladies with bustles, dressing up actors in a mansion as was one thing. You couldn't dress up an entire town. I was not in the 21st century. Then I've traveled through time? There's a phrase you use in Japanese. Do you recall it,
タイ
Sebastian?
ムスリップですね
Yes, we call it time slip. It's true, that is what we call it, but that doesn't matter right now. How do you come to terms with the impossible? The door connects to both the past and the present. You used it to travel here to the past. You may have read or seen stories about time travel, but in my experience, it's neither a simple nor an everyday occurrence. It's not an any-day occurrence. Time travel has very particular rules. In this case, you cannot return for the next month. Well, when all the sand in the hourglass falls, yes. When the time comes, either you or I could open the door. But even I must follow the rules. It remains sealed for me for a month as well. He doesn't control it? If the door hadn't shut, you could have passed through it exactly the way you came. But once it is closed, that particular passage ceases to exist, and the door requires time before it can open again. You mean I could have walked back if the door hadn't closed? Well, that's great.
ちなみに他の住人たちもタイムスリップでここ こへ集められた。
The men you've met tonight, all of them were gathered here by way of a time
だ
slip.
から君を含め時代も国も異なる者たちがこの屋敷には一堂に会しているんだよ。
That is why people from such diverse times and countries are all here, living in my mansion. If what he's saying is true, then the men I met at dinner, could they be real? So many famous names, names from history, many known throughout the world. I can see you still have some doubts, but I assure you, you met the real Van Gogh, the real Mozart, and the real Napoleon. Dun dun dun! Part 2. Oh jeez, I need to move this table before I whack my face into it. Okay. When he tries to write... sorry, I can't read. I'm illiterate, guys. I'm illiterate. It's not unreasonable to assume that they're all real, now that time travel isn't out of the question. And yet, it's unbelievable. And who are you, Comet? That you have collected some of history's greatest figures to live here in your mansion. I looked at him over a steep fingers. This ineffectible gentleman who only said that people call him Comet Descent. I'm not trying to evade your question, but in truth, it's getting quite late. That is total evasion. Please stay the night. Sebastian will prepare a room. In fact, you're welcome to stay here for the entire month. For the night, perhaps, but you do realize you can't return to your time for another month, do you? Yes, and I've come to terms with that. I'm an experienced travel. I can make my own way. I've done it all my life. Sebastian fixed me with a severe look. I believe you'll find that difficult. This is France, at the turn of the century. How do you intend to make your way? Of course I don't know that yet. It was true, I didn't know much about this period. I didn't even know what currency they currently used. But I'm uneasy here too. There's some danger here that no one's telling me about. I couldn't admit my suspicions outright. I don't want to impose. You're not imposing, I assure you. It's just that you're offering me so much and asking for nothing in return. And that scares me the most. If that's your concern, I've been thinking that Sebastian could use a hand around the house. I realized what Ikemen was suggesting. Sebastian was listening without comment. Assist Sebastian at a housekeeper? As a housekeeper, a job could mean mobility and security. Regardless, I had two choices now. Risk spending a month in a house full of supposed trident travelers who most definitely haven't told me everything, or run for it and risk being penniless on the streets of turn-of-the-century France at night. I know which I would choose. I gave Ikemen my answer. I accept. I suppose that makes us co-workers, Sebastian, for now. It's the only option that guarantees me a place to sleep tonight. Whatever dangers may be here, the streets will be worse. Ikemen and Sebastian have already confided in me. I'll trust them, for now. Sebastian looked distinctly uninterested at the prospect of having my assistance.
私のことはセバスチャンで結構です。
You may continue to address me as
主
Sebastian.
の意向であれば断る理由はありません。ただし私は厳しいですよ。
I will support Monsieur Le Comet's... No, 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 no. Bad, bad. I will support Monsieur Le Comet's decision. However, I must warn you that I'm very strict. I can work with that. Housekeeper might feel like a step down from my previous job, but I choose to view this as an extended vacation. I'll be back to work in a month. And maybe I'll add a history section to my blog too. I had been lost and confused. Now the ground at my feet felt a little more stable. I'm pleased we've come to an agreement. I wasn't able to answer all your questions tonight, but we'll continue tomorrow. I also have something important to tell you, but that too can wait for morning. I looked into those eyes, those golden eyes. I first saw the musée, and strangely found myself content with that. I look forward to it, Comment. I will inform the others that you will be staying with us and are to be treated with courtesy. 2 of them did not join us tonight, but I expect you'll have the opportunity to meet them soon. More famous names from history? 2 more, you said? Yes. One is Jeanne d'Arc. Joan of Arc is here too? The Maid of Orleans, who led the French in the 100 Years' War? That's a relief. I was afraid I'd be the only woman here. Okay. It's been nothing but men so far. A woman? Jean is a man, though I can see how you'd make that mistake. Are we talking about the same person? As to that, truth and history have a curious way of becoming distorted in the telling. Dun dun dun, part 3. I heard voices others couldn't hear. He heard voices others couldn't hear, voices that guided him. Tonight, a new voice urged him to look out the window. An eye patch covered the left eye of his face, almost hidden beneath his lank dark hair. Jean d'Arc looked out at the crescent moon and heard its laughter. As he watched, it morphed from a smile to a bow, bent to loose an arrow. From a bow, it morphed to a blade arching mid-slice.
月が笑っている。
La lune is laughing. His voice faded into the night. The moon's mocking laughter did not.
不吉な夜だな。
There's a curse in this night. Besides John, there's one other who lives with us here in the mansion. The comment was cut off by a dull thump like something heavy falling against the door. That's probably him. I'm sorry to trouble you, Chris, but could you get the door? All right. I opened the door to find no one there. Is the last man invisible? When I stepped into the hallway, I finally saw him. He was lying slumped against the wall. What's he doing there? Is he sleeping? Excuse me? I wondered how he could be comfortable sleeping like that. He cracked an eye open. Then he pulled me into his lap. I wasn't angry. I was in another world, a sweet-smelling paradise of golden-eyed angels with low lyrical voices.
あんた見たことない顔だな。
Never seen you here before.
あいつが話し込んでるから待っててやろうと思ったが、ずいぶん長話だったもんで眠っちまった。
Bro, he was eavesdropping. Thought I'd wait patiently until you were done. Took so long I fell asleep.
にしてもその話の相手があんたみたいなやつだったとは。
So you're the one he was talking to. He wasn't letting me go. I didn't want him to. I knew he'd ask me a question, but no answer came to mind. As if waking from the dream, I was still in. He realized what he'd done and let go of me. He chuckled warmly and murmured an apologetic scusa in a provincial Italian accent.
驚かせたか
Did I surprise you? Yes, you did.
随分と正直だなあんた
Your words, they match the look on your face. That's rare. He helped me to my feet, and I caught the pleasant aroma of tobacco lingering on his gloves. And here he is, the last of our residents.
なんだ自己紹介でもすりゃいいのか俺はレオナルド・ダ・ヴィンチだ
We're introducing ourselves now. I'm Leonardo da Vinci.
この屋敷には俺とセバスチャン、そして9人の偉人たちが暮らしている。
Along with Sebastian and myself, 9 of the greatest figures in history reside in this mansion. Leonardo ran a gloved hair through his hand. Okay, Leonardo ran a gloved hand through his hair. His voice was still heavy with that rough, sleepy quality.
しかしまあとんでもない屋敷に来ちまったなあんた
Yeah, probably. I don't know what happened, but your luck ran out for you to have wound up in a place like this. Why do you say that?
ここはあんたみたいな小娘にとって居心地のいい屋敷じゃねえってことだよ
I feel like that's kind of rude compared to the other guests. It's like, you're not gonna enjoy it here. The other guests pop around the corner like, yo, bro, what the fuck? Simply put, Karamia, I don't think you're going to enjoy it here. You don't know what I like. You can't be the judge of that. Ooh, that's pretty too. The residents of the manor were not the only ones who counted the passage of time by the shadow-cleft moon. Pretty. Okay. Ooh. That's a lot more hmms than there. I don't. Oh god. That's what you're getting. That's just what you're getting. I'm not doing that. Though the high Gothic windows of the church, moonlight slipped in, soft boots with plated heels traversing the light. The creature's snow-white skin cloaked in black seemed an illusion cast by the tressier. Why can't words need to words? Treachery. More than a living thing. I don't know. Pick one. This being of such contrast looked out at the crescent moon, reflected in his softly lucent smile. Lucent
いつか
smile.
は醜く朽ちていくというのに、この世界はなんて美しいんだろうね。
Though it is doomed to an ugliness of utter obliteration, it remains such a beautiful world. The man should we call him that, crossed under the nave, where 2 shadows on either side stood waiting.
今夜の三日月はとても綺麗だよ。君たちも眺めてごらん。
Shh. Hush. Hush, child, hush. Okay. Have you seen it? The crescent moon? It's so beautiful tonight. Let us look at it together.
ファウスト、シャル。
Faust, Charles. That's him.
また街をふらふら徘徊していたのですかブラド閣下
All the time at your disposal, and you wasted in idleness, Lord Vlad.
老人の道楽もほどほどにしてくださいね
We should make the church an alms house if it's host to the senile. If it's host to the senile. That's him.
ドクターってば道楽じゃないよ。ブラド校はお花屋さんしてたんでしょ。
What the Twilight? What the? Bro, I don't know what that means. Voivode was an idol. You know that. He was doing his job as a florist.
いいな、花に囲まれた仕事なんて綺麗でいい匂いがしてみんなから愛されるよね。
I love a job like that. So many pretty living flowers like this. It all smells so nice and everyone loves you for what you do.
俺ももっともっと愛されたい。
That's rich coming from a executioner. Look, bro, he has a fucking guillotine charm. What? I want to be loved like that. I want everyone to love me more and more.
口を開けば愛だ愛だとまじないのように。
You do the word love no favors, muttering it constantly like a curse.
呆れた節操なしですね、シャルは。
Then again, you do the very concept no favors. You mercule... Nocture?
愛欲は人間の正しい欲求の一つだよ。
Bro, but you're not human. I'm pretty sure you're a lesser vampire. Don't talk shit. We humans need love. We crave it. It's one of our most moral
おや、
desires.
まだ人間のつもりだったとは。
Yeah, tell him. Did I hear you say we and human?
ムラド閣下。
What? Ura Hoche Boran. Hoche Boran.
今笑うとこあった？
Did something I say make you laugh? There, that's him.
君たちと一緒にいると退屈しないと思ってね。
I simply remember how easy it is to forget my troubles around you.
この楽しみや喜びが朽ちていくのは寂しいな。
Damn, what the fuck? You're gonna make everyone cry. And by everyone, I mean me. Then I remember how even the good times are destined to come to an end. And I become sad.
寂しい。
You feel sadness?
俺は空を飾る月も咲き誇る花も地上にはびこる人間たちも。
I do. I feel sadness for the moon and the sky, the flowers and the soul, and the humans who walk between them in
み
ignorance.
んなが寂しくないように全てを守りたいんだ。
I want to protect them all so they don't have to ever feel that way.
ブラド校は人間が大好きだよね。
Why always that word? You love humans more than anything, don't you, Voivode? I don't know what that accent is. I don't know German or whatever that is. I don't know. Of course I love them. Please get me out of this hell. He who felt nothing but love looked out to the sky and up. Up at the window. Looked out the window and up at the sky. It was not the moon his depthness crimson eyes saw, but something beyond sight, more than our eyes can capture.
俺はこの世界を愛している。だからこそ。
I'm in love with this world. That's why.
ヴァンパイアの枯れない命をもってして世界に永遠をもたらさないとね。
As the unwilting flower called the vampire, I must bear this garden into eternity. The vampire's words were stolen by the darkness, his beloved subjects unaware of the Lord's tender promise. Finally, I'm alone. Ugh, my arm. I was laying on it. I sank onto the bed in what was to be my room. Alone with Mozetta and my thoughts. It was easy to imagine that this was a dream and I was back in my hotel. If only it was a dream. I'm willing to believe I traveled back in time. But I cannot believe I had dinner with a bunch of time-traveling artists and scientists and musicians, and I tried to recount everyone I'd met. Vincent van Gogh and his younger brother Theodorus. Whoa, I can't say that name. Theodorus. How do you even say that name? Theodorus. Uterus? Theo. One paints masterpieces, the other sells them. One is nice, the other I'm not so sure of. They seem close enough. The two are authors, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who created Sherlock Holmes, and Osamu Daizi, who wrote No Longer Human. The class flirt and the class clown, they both seem to want my attention. Was Sir Isaac Newton really that shy? He wouldn't look me in the eye. I can't even picture Jeanne d'Arc. I wonder what he's really like. Your words, they match the look on your face. That's rare. How did I so lose myself around Leonardo da Vinci? And what exactly was he thinking? As if the banquet wasn't bad enough. Wolfgang as Amadeus Mozart. His music was so lively and fun, but he seemed cold and empty inside. And of course, I can't forget. I'll answer your questions later. You need to escape before the others find you. Napoleon Bonaparte. He was trying to rescue me, I'm sure of it. From what? I couldn't picture all of them lying about who they were, and my instincts told me they were telling the truth. Besides, what could the common and Sebastian gain from lying to me? I'm not rich or influential. There's no benefit to it. I need to stop recording at night. Then it's all real as this place is. I slipped off my jacket, kicked off my shoes, and took out my earrings. Enough thinking. It's time for bed. I slipped under the covers and shut my eyes, despite my internal clock still reading afternoon. I was somehow able to sleep. I woke to the soft crumple of the thick duvet, followed by the creak of the bed frame. What is that? I froze. Someone else was in the room with me. They were on the bed. Who's there? It isn't safe here at all. I rolled out of bed and sprang to my feet. A pair of arms grabbed me from behind and pulled me back onto the bed with them. They were on top of me, holding me down. Stop! Strong hands pinned mine to the sheets. My legs were trapped under theirs. Don't move. Their breath was on my ear. My body tensed. Sharp teeth sank into my neck. It stung only for a moment. No, not even that long. What I felt couldn't be described as pain. I feel so hot. I couldn't move my limbs. They they weren't under my power anymore. Heart flickering across my vision like a desert mirage. I'm gonna do that because that looks cool. Okay. Each warm breath billowing over my neck filled me with unstable longing. Someone bit me? No liquor could have intoxicated me as quickly. Sheer pleasure spreading from my neck, traveling throughout my body. I groaned in a voice laden with ecstasy. Did this voice even belong to me? Except I knew it did. Oh, I felt it in my very core, a slow throbbing pulse robbing me of reason. I have to snap out of it. My lashes flutter. My eyes were rolling back. Suddenly, I caught sight of something. Someone had spilled rose petals on the bed's white sheets. But they weren't rose petals, and they had come from me. That's blood. My blood. Before I let go of consciousness and slipped into the void, I heard a man's voice. I want it all. Your body, your heart, and your destiny. No! I scrambled out of bed, clutching my neck. There were no puncture wounds there, no blood. I spun, looking around the room, empty. No trace of the man who'd bitten me. There's no one here? I've never had such a real dream. No, that's not true. When I first arrived at the mansion, that dream felt just as real. My fingers were cold. I was shaking. My throat was painfully dry. I should get some water. Retracing my steps from dinner, I found the kitchen. It was lit with electric lamps. Sebastian was up washing dishes. After that nightmare, I sighed in relief to see him.
どうかされましたか?
Is something the matter? Yes, could I have some water, please? Sebastian poured me a glass, and he listened patiently as I told him about the waking dream or vision I had when I arrived. And I had another dream just now. Tell me about the dream. I told him about the man in my room, how he'd held me down and bitten my neck, just like a vampire would. Talking about it helped. In fact, I was laughing as I finished the story. Dreams can be so realistic, even when they're about the most unbelievable things. Sebastian was quiet now, and I wondered if he was tired of me prattling on. Thanks for listening to my silly dream. I hope you don't think I'm crazy for dreaming about vampires. I don't think you're crazy, nor do I believe it was just a silly dream. You don't think it was silly? No, indeed. It's a good sign. I felt a pang of unease. My bad dream is a good sign? I believe you saw that dream because you're here in this mansion. You're not making any sense. The dream serves as a warning that you are to give them neither your body nor your heart. Then, the residents of this mansion. For you see, everyone you've met tonight, they're exactly what you saw in your dream. They're all vampires. Dun dun dun! Part 4. Okay. Let's see the options. He keeps a journal of detailed notes at the mansion's residents in their habits, activities, and much, much more. Oh, he has a little, sheep, lamb. He has a lamb. Read this little comment sheet for a summary of the story. Oh, why, thank you. Oh my god, what? No way. Oh my god. Now available, now available, now available. No, Faust. Faust is not available. Okay, so this one has voice acting, this one does, this one does, this one does. Okay. Okay. So there's a lot of options. I'm not sure if I'll showcase all of them. I feel like that'd be kind of I mean, like, I don't want to do that because this is Ikemen, and they make some really good dating sims, and I wouldn't want to take from their popularity because I'm showcasing all the routes, so nobody really has to do anything like that. That's not fair for them. But I might showcase like 2, maybe I'll do 3, depending. But the first one I might go for Leonardo, only because that one's interesting, and I have played this again. That's why I wanted to showcase this, because I played Arthur and that one was really good. It really felt very natural. It was good. Definitely recommended, but it was super good. Super good. I love it. But I might go for some Leonardo. I really wanted Faust, but Faust isn't out yet. Maybe in the future I can get it, but not now because obviously it's not there. But I'm thinking of Leonardo first, and then probably one other one, or maybe 3. I don't know. 3 might be a lot because each person has 2 routes that you can take. I don't think I'm gonna showcase both of the routes. I might just showcase one, and then if I want the second one, I'll just do it myself. But I'll probably do I might do 2 people. But for right now, I'm thinking of Leonardo. We'll have to see how that goes. Unless somebody wants
レオ
something
ナルド・
else.
ダ・ヴィンチ。あんた面白いよ。研究対象としてだがな。
Yeah, so we might do Leonardo unless a bunch of people want something else. If you want something else, you can say something in the comments. If you're the only one to comment, then I'll definitely pick you. But if there's multiple people, I'll probably have to count through it. And if it's too broad, I'll just put some strips in a hat and pull it out and let fate decide. Or spin a wheel. Spinning a wheel might be easier. But I'm thinking Leonardo, but there's a lot of options. Obviously these 2, you can't. The voice acting doesn't really matter. I mean, it was great with Arthur, but I mean, you have me. I'm joking. I'm not a voice actor. But any of them are good. So if you want anybody, I'm gonna do Leonardo, but if you want something else, because I'm doing this for others and for me, but if you want something, comment it. If you want somebody, comment. Arthur was good. I don't want to do Arthur again, but if you really want to see Arthur, I can go through it. But I think that'll be all for this. Sorry it was split up. I had to work on it and fix it, but it's fixed now. So let's hope it doesn't break. And be sure to check out my previous dating sim one. It's a bit different. It's from a different company. And I finished like the prologue or beginning similar to this. But if you want it, I will that video has a lot of views compared to all my other ones. Anyway, I'm rambling. Have fun picking your favorite. Tell me which one you want to see. If you don't care, or if I get no comments by like next week or so. No, I'll be busy next week. I'm actually going on break, so I'm going on Thanksgiving break to visit my family and whatnot, so I will be gone. So you have the whole weekend to choose who you want and decide whether or not you want to comment or like. But I guess I'm gonna just let this sit, and I'm still rambling, but yeah, tell me who you want. And if I get nobody, I'm doing Leonardo. Bye, love you.